Alright, so we got here a 2010 Crown Victoria. I picked it up last week. All this is for me is an easy flip. Picked it up at my local public surplus auction. Went and picked up at the police station a couple towns away, and just gonna do a quick flip here. Some of these cop cars, they take the whole console out. In fact, most of them they do. And what ends up happening is you're left with this awkward, ugly middle space with wires coming out of it. A lot of nasty stuff going on. So let me show you what I got going on here. And I haven't test fitted this yet, but I just got back from the pick and pull, and we have a console from a first generation, I think it was a 98 or 99 Ford Expedition. When you pull these things, first off, I mean, a pick and pull is gonna be disgusting, so I gotta clean this thing out. There was a CD changer in here, and it comes out pretty easy. 2 screws down there. I think it might be held on with screws here, but it was already partially taken apart. Anyway, so this is what you need. It does have this, if I can pull this off real quick. It does have all this ductwork underneath it. And if you take all that out, all that ductwork, it does just unscrew. There's screws, you know, here, there, there, and there. You can take it out, but the console gets very flimsy, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would try to pull the whole thing together. I did find coloring that matches the interior, so tan, and that's kind of the same color as the Crown Vic's interior, those 2 colors, so that's perfect. Anyway, so that's kind of what we got going on here. Now I gotta, it's really squeaky, so I gotta clean that up. It's got some little buttons and stuff in the back, got a cigarette lighter, which is cool, so you could add all that in. I'm not gonna do any wiring. But anyway, so you go ahead and pull this whole thing from your junkyard. I believe it's like from anything in the 90s up to 2002 should work, something like that. I could be off on the years. So we got here for cleaning our Harbor Freight steam cleaner, and we'll see how this thing cleans up. All right, so we're back to this point where I came to fit it, and it didn't really fit. It's a few inches too wide. So solution, first off, you got to remove this seat. Well, at least I did. And then I decided it still wasn't going to fit right, so I need to take all this stuff out, which I know I just previously said that this ductwork creates rigidity for all this. So I'm going to be taking all this out, and I think it will help it, you know, sit around the transmission hump a little bit better. I'm probably going to take that black bracket out as well. Okay, so we got a bit further. So a few things. I had to take out the entire liner, the support. Had to break off these guys here. I'm now wondering if I had to do that or not. It's got these panels that go right there, and it seems like the cushions, the way these cushions come in, they just block it. And so a couple things, you're not gonna be able to see most of that, so that's good. Also, it opens up a couple inches to have this part of cushion hit in there. I also took out the cup holder and cigarette lighter stuff right there. You don't really need that anymore. In fact, it just gives you a little room to slide this guy up close. Also, you got these 2 new cup holders, and if you need a cigarette outlet, you can technically wire up the one that is built into the back here. This is going to definitely need some trimming. I'm probably just going to cut it. I'll have to measure this out. This will be the very last thing. Right now I got to try to get the this seat back in, the passenger seat. The only thing that sucks about this is, you know, like I said, this is for a flip. I don't really care too much about it. There's a good chance the next owner will just take this out anyway. So yeah, so far not super happy with it, but I'm this far in, so we're just gonna go farther. And it's not gonna be super sturdy, but you know, if you're doing this for yourself and you want it to be really good, I'm sure you can make some sort of brackets to hold it in better. All right, we're gonna keep moving. Final video of how it all came together. So first off, it actually doesn't look too bad. The console itself was in pretty rough shape when I got it, but it was the best one they had in stock. So this one's got some tears and stuff, but
The general fitment though, it actually fits pretty good. If you look at it from the top, it almost looks factory. I mean, obviously not quite. The sides are a different story. It's got a little bit of a gap here. The console came with this foam, and I bet you could go to like Hobby Lobby or something and get some sort of a foam that matches it that you could put in there to bridge the gap, and it probably wouldn't look too terrible. But I mean, it still is, you know, to the trained eye, it's pretty obvious. I didn't end up cleaning these up much more, but these could be trimmed down. I might go in there with a Dremel and cut those back. But this actually doesn't look too bad. The only downside is in the passenger seat. It is considerably harder to move the seat back and forth, but it's not like terribly hard. It can be done, but it just rubs right here. But it's not terrible. If I just get it to a comfortable spot that clicks in, it's all good to go. So anyway, we have this, got the console in there. Like I said, it's still pretty nasty, and I'll probably go back in there and clean it some more. So we got that bit. Putting the seat back in is a real pain. It took a pry bar and a pipe to try to bend it back into place. Oh, and nothing bent, but I just had to really get it in there to get it to pop back to where it was supposed to be with this console now in the way. I kind of rushed myself on this because I have a buyer lined up, and this is going probably tomorrow or the next day. But I just trimmed it down here a little bit. There's some little vent-like things down there, and if you just follow the lines and cut it along there, it fits perfect. If you want to take more time, you could probably get it to look a little bit better, but for all intents and purposes, it's pretty good. And then on this side, you'll get that cigarette lighter, which I have not hooked up, but the new owner could if he wants. These vents obviously won't do anything. I guess in theory, you could get these to pop out and have a hideaway or something like that. I don't know. These are not really useful. Anyway, so that's the overall review of it. I'll show you the front side real quick, or the driver's side rather, so that you can see how well it fits and moves. All right, so that's how it looks from the driver's side, just like that. And then the seat actually moves pretty easy because it's motorized, so it works pretty good with that. The one thing I will say is that I don't have any bolts holding this down. This is literally just in here from pressure. So I mean, like, I can shake it a little bit, but not a ton. You'd have to really get aggressive with it, and I don't think opening and closing is going to move it at all. Yeah, actually, it's very tight, which is good. If this was your personal car and you were going to make this more of a long-term thing, you might want to make some sort of bracketry for it, but honestly, it doesn't really need it. So yeah, there are some alternative different consoles. This one took a little bit more work and effort to make it fit right. I do know Ford Explorers, some of them have similar sizes. I would just make sure you measure between the seats and make sure it fits. However, it doesn't meet up as nicely up here. It leaves a big old gap. Additionally, a lot of guys are using these aftermarket Jeep Wrangler center consoles that just fit right in here, and then it's all open here, and you can keep your ashtray and cigarette lighter, and so that's an option as well. But this was the budget version, because like I said, I don't remember exactly how much I paid for this now, but it was under 30 bucks, and the other ones were going to be like probably close to 100, if not more. So anyway, this ended up being a good option. The customer came, he didn't even notice that it was aftermarket. I had to point it out to him that I put it in afterwards. So yeah, it's a decent option. Probably not for everybody, but it works. Thanks for watching.